Hello? Hellos? So, here I am to not save the day. So yesterday I was out at a party, and I do not enjoy parties. And it was not fun, but I'm back in the saddle again. Back with you folks. Let me make sure my sound's off so I don't give you duplicates. Okay. So when you start showing up, we'll talk about what we're gonna do today, but I think we're gonna talk about New Year's. And it may not be enough time before New Year's. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe I should do something shortly after that. I don't know what holidays or things I could do shortly after that, but that's the idea. Whoa, what's going on here? Settings, full screen, and then settings, windowed full screen. There we go. Now that's working. I'm trying to pick up some items to sell because, unfortunately, my being away, my inventory got really low. For sale stuff. So I'm trying to pick up some things so that I can list for sale out of my own collections, because I should have less here anyway, but you know me. Good morning, Sarafi. Nice to see you. Just doing a little bit of business beforehand, but trying to figure out what I can sell because I'm low on sell stuff. I saw somebody selling bitter stalks for like a ton of money each. They are pretty rare, but they're still, I mean, it was still kind of crazy how much they were selling it for. But that's just me. All right, placement. Flowers, okay, services. Oh man, I am so low on stuff. We'll see what I've got. Doobs! So yeah, I went to a party yesterday. My husband asked me very nicely. He said, if there's anything we do this holiday season, it would be, I would really like it if you went to this particular party because my uncle's going to be there and he's elderly and he's in poor health and it would mean a lot to me. So of course, I'm not going to say no to that. So I went even though I wasn't feeling so good. And because of my chronic health issues, when I got home, it had wiped me out so bad that at like 6 p.m. I went to sleep and I didn't wake up until like 8 or 9 this morning, like 7 or 8 maybe even. But it was such a long sleep for me. That's just not normal. So it was just an odd day. And now I'm just trying to pick up stuff to sell out of my collections. I hold on to too much. Excuse me. I don't know when the holiday ends. Do you guys know when the holiday ends? Like the ESO. Wait a minute. I know where I can check. They have a calendar type dealy now. If I can find it. Upcoming events. Is this the right post? That is not the right one. There's a site that they have now that talks about streamers, and on it they say what their, here it is, the Twitch drop is January 2nd to 10 a.m. Eastern. Huh, okay. Excuse me. Still waking up. Yeah, I like to keep all of my I like to keep everything like completely full. I don't like it when I don't. So I'm currently just grabbing stuff out of my inventory that I should sell anyway. That, you know, that whole thing. I have too much stuff as it is, but some of it I just don't want to let go of. Like these witches braziers I should probably sell, but they're such great braziers. They're super bright, and look at how flat they are on the top. They make fake fires so much easier. Um, there's just a whole bunch of things that I don't want to let go of, but I should. I'm just a butt when it comes to this stuff. I have too much stuff. I should be getting rid of it, but I'm like, oh, but this is such a great chandelier. I don't want to get rid of it. This one's kind of dim. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that too. Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm sort of stocking up on campfires because you can't get them any other way. And they are a good thing to sell later in the year. Classic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Till I reach the fire's ground. I know I should be doing housing stuff. I'm being bad. I'm not quite completely together this morning, and so I should have probably waited until I was feeling more together before I started streaming, but I'm a terrible person. Oh God, everything hurts. Just everything hurts. I don't want to hurt anymore. Oh gosh. So I was thinking about doing a New Year's Day thing, but I think what I'm gonna do, that's true. I think what I'm going to do is talk about a New Year's Day type celebration showcase. Um, Not a contest. I've been holding on to a bunch of them, Ray, because some of them are really cool, and I wish I wasn't so attached to them. Oh, goodness. I'm out of coffee! I have some more, Bill. You will have to forgive me for a moment while I go grab my coffee, because, you know, how do I live without coffee? Be right back. How do I live without coffee? You're a butt cat. A butt cat. Oh, this one has less. This will have just a few sips in it. No! I will shortly be out of coffee. No! I'm almost out of coffee still. All right. Back to me. So, I don't know how many of you care about makeup, but makeup has become part of my life. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'd say you work for them. Um, Makeup has become somewhat of a part of my life because of some of my illnesses. And because of that, excuse me, I've gotten more and more into it. I don't really like makeup in the sense that it's just not really, I'm not a girly girl, but I've become, hey Nana, sorry, I went to a party, which is pretty much hell on earth for me, but my husband asked me to, and he was very sweet, and he said, you know, if I ever have you go to any party, I want you to go to this one because my uncle's like in his 80s, he's in failing health. Please come. So I was like, okay, I won't say no to that. So we went, and then it was knocked out. 6:00 p.m. out until this morning. Takes a lot out of a chronically ill person to go to a party, especially an introvert. But they were very nice people. So, I mean, I'm not throwing any stones. And what was really cool, Nana, you'll appreciate this. The entire dinner, like everything they had, was whole food plant based. It was amazing. You mean they had meatballs and they weren't meatballs? Like it was entirely that, and it was amazing. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Um, I don't normally. Yeah, it's just not a me thing, but I've eventually just sort of gotten into it because of the vitiligo. I have vitiligo on my face, and it's nothing is more um, self-esteem crushing for me than to have it on my face, you know? Especially since, like, you know, people who watch this, I tend to really like. And I don't want to look stupid, and yeah, it is very straining. Yep, it's exactly so. Um, so that was part of it. Is just my makeup situation is just because, you know, I get so embarrassed and I want to look good for you guys and I want to look good for people who I care about how they look. Yes, entire thing. The entire thing. Everything was vegan. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to go and have like this it'd completely destroy my diet, but instead everything they had was whole food plant-based. There wasn't anything not. And I mean, I understand how some people might hate that, but for me, it was a gift. It was such a gift. And I was really appreciative of it. So it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. And the stuff they made was delicious. It wasn't just for me. Apparently, all of his side of that side of the family eat like that. That's just how they eat, and so they don't eat meat. They just do whole food plant based, all of them, and it was pretty amazing. And I was like thinking because they were Italian, and my husband told me that they made the most amazing Italian food, that it was going to be all horrible for me but delicious. No, it was good for me and delicious. So that was a happy day. So I was pleased with that. Oh god, my neck. So yeah, it actually turned out to be a gift on some level, and you know, pretty impressive, pretty awesome. I was happy about it. Um, let's get rid of some of these. I don't need this many of these things. I don't know why I hold on to them. Um, exactly. And what's funny though is that when I came home, you know, you'd expect that I wouldn't have the blood sugar drop, like I wouldn't have any of those problems because of the fact that I was eating so well. But I think it was just the introvert stuff that just knocked me on my ass. So it didn't matter what I ate. Um, but yeah, about makeup. So because I have vitiligo, I've gotten really into makeup and I've done a lot of research on it. And um, what annoys me is I can get it so that it covers it, but after like an hour or two, it doesn't stay. It just gone. Like all of my foundation, it doesn't matter what I do, my foundation will just poof. So I've been doing some more research on it and ordered some more products, and we'll see how it goes. But I know that part of it is the primer foundation situation. I wasn't using primer foundation, so obviously I need to do that. So that was one thing. We'll see. We'll see if I'm successful at this attempt. But it's funny because growing up, you never would have seen me caught dead worrying about makeup. Never. It would have been never in a million years. But man, how times change. Kind of funny, huh? Um, come on, people. Give me something to sell here. I'm running low. See, so Sunday nights, Sunday nights for me are a time of hitting up literally every single trader. And let me show you something kind of crazy, but whatever, that's me. Some people were asking me about my money in the game situation. I actually have been posting on I've been posting on Facebook about it, and some of my friends are trying to weigh in and give me some advice on it. So at least I have that. So, okay, hold on. I want to show you some things because I am crazy. You go away. You don't go away. Where is the recent? Eh? No, wrong thing. Nah. I wonder why I don't have. Alright, whatever. I'll open a new one. Okay, here we go. That's probably a good one. Alright, so. Oh, everything. I sell things. I actually am not running low. Nunchucks and boat shoes because I had a monster here that was a monster for DDA contest that was literally a monster with boat shoes. Literally shoes made of boats, and it had a nunchuck. So let me show you what I'm talking about here with money. Okay, so we've got, I'll add a window capture here of house list. Okay. So here you go. This is my house list. Is this? Oh, wrong house list. Derp. That's one of my house lists, but not the right one. I need guild locations is the one I want. Okay. So you see this? This is what I used to do up until right after Elsewhere dropped, I think. Because when Elsewhere dropped, I was thinking it was actually kind of like the market pretty much died pretty much after Elsewhere dropped. And I'm not really sure why, but it did. So I didn't need to do this kind of record keeping anymore. But I used to go to every single trader and I would write down where they were. And this was every Sunday. So I knew where they were, right? And that was important for step 1. Let us go to step 2. And this is the kind of work I was putting into this because I'm insane. Step 2 is the more important step. This is my whatchamacallit, spreadsheet that I used and still kind of use for, wow, am I lagged? Holy crap, am I lagged? Okay, whatever. I'll tell you anyway. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I am super lagged. I just looked over and I must be at least 5 minutes behind. At least 5 or 4 or something like that. So this is what I used to do up until October when I stopped doing it because there really was no point. But what I do is I list it. I list what I buy from. Yeah, I will. All right. So let's say, okay, sales 9/1. I bought 6 things from Almalexia's in the week prior to 9/1. I bought 3 things from Almalexia, right? So whatever. Then it will total up to the total number of things that I've purchased from that guild. And it goes to, so here we go. All time, I bought 155 things from Almalexia's, right? The weighted is the week before, so the 6. I weight that because if I have bought 6 things in the last week, there's a good chance that they're going to have a lot more stuff that following week that I'll want. Because, you'll have sellers come and go from a trading guild. Like, for example, Cinch. Cinch used to be flippin' amazing for me. The Cinch Guild. Here's the Cinch Guild. Where is it? Cinch, right? Cinch used to be amazing. I bought 78 things in a span of maybe 4 weeks. Then all of a sudden it died. There was just nothing for weeks and weeks. See, nothing added. I bought nothing from them. So they don't get weighted heavier. I want to only weight the ones that were in the last week heavier. So for example, Japan, back then I bought 8 things in a week, so it's going to weight it. So the unweighted is 336, the weighted is 348. And then it's not really much of a weight, and then I would sort it by weighted, and then that would be the order in which, and the ones that I would bother to hit. So it would be, I wouldn't worry about, let's say, I won't go to the Drunk Dragons. I won't go to Shadow Souls. I won't go to Ancient Army. I'll hit up the ones that I've had the best luck with. Now, in order to make that at all helpful, because you'll never find new stuff if you never visit anywhere else, is I would only visit every single trader on Sundays. So that would give everybody a chance to have some numbers in there. So yes. So I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I might start doing it again because there's been more of a so there's been more of a pickup in purchasing and sales and whatnot. So I think I'm going to get back into that and not worry about, I mean, it was enjoyable. But, it's also a lot of work for something that I'm not sure paid off after a while. But now that I'm low on inventory, I absolutely need to do it again. So you'll see me hopefully doing that tonight. I will hit up literally every single trader. I'll mark down where they are, and I'll give them all a shot to buy things from them, and that's that. I don't need this many stairs. Yeah, I know it is a lot of work, but on the at the same time, like, I have a lot of money, and it's because of that. I've made a lot of money, and it's because I was so systematic about it. And people say to me, they're like, "Oh my God, how do you have that much money?" It's because I had a crazy system. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't do what J Hart does. What J Hart does is he's far less what's the word? He's far less systematic than me. So what I can tell you, summarize what he does versus what I do, okay? What he does is he goes to TTC and he searches for particularly high ticket items, like let's say a rune box of the clockwork dude or whatever, and he'll search for that. And he'll see, okay, this person, none of them are selling it at a discount, never mind. But he'll bookmark, I think he has bookmarked like 100 different items, because you can't, anyway, so he probably opens each one in a tab or something. That's how I would do it. And he looks at them every morning, and that's how he goes out and he snaps it up. The other thing he does is he'll hit major cities and he'll buy there. I have only seen him go to non-major guilds, aside from TTC stuff, once. So that's not my system, but that's his system. So if you like that system, that's definitely, and you want to make money, you could do that very easily. You could set up a ton of bookmarks on TTC, open them up in the morning, and see what you can snag at a crazy price, right? Or you can be insane like me, keep track of your purchases, and then, rank them by that, and then that's the order in which you hit. Like, that's what I do. And then I'll only go see the top 20 or 25 vendors a day. I won't bother with the rest. That's how I handle it. Gosh, I don't know. Yes, you do need a significant amount if you're going to try to flip. Although I did start by flipping and didn't, you know, I mean, I guess I started by farming by stealing, but then once I had a certain amount of time of money in my pocket, I'll ask J Hart. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good system too. I mean, it's everybody what you enjoy, you know? Whisper, J Hart Ellis. Question. Is he on? No, he's not on. He's not on. I can't help you. Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with whatever you find enjoyable. I mean, like, stealing does not make you a ton of money, for instance. Stealing is just not a high volume of purchase. I mean, a highly profitable thing, but I enjoy it. The other thing I do is, you'll see, I flip here, and I'll see 27 days left. I never let anything go for more than 27 days unless the listing price is over 100K. If it's over 100K, I let it sit until it's done. If it's under 100K, I'll just recycle it because the listing fees aren't that much. Yes, you're right. In fact, I just sold a staff. Where is it? Yeah, the Inferno Staff of a Mother's Sorrow. I sold that for 415K, all right? And then ATT purchases, and then we want to look at this week. I purchased that for 310. Wow, I didn't sell it for that much of a bonus. Is that right? 310. And then what did I sell it for? 415K. I thought it was 315. So I made over 100K on that. So, I mean, occasionally I'll come across that, but those are rare. So yeah, if you can find one of those, good for you, sell it, you know? But J Hart's methods include that, and also he likes to do luxury furnishings. I'm not big on luxury furnishings. I don't think that they're worth it. You know, it's just a different way of looking at things, you know? And yeah, that's true. I'm sure that's true. Yeah. So if you have questions, feel free to ask me about money. But, I mean, I guess that's all I needed to do right there. But I'm not going to go shopping until tonight, so there's no point in worrying about that. So let's go to a rando and piss somebody off. But yeah, to make a lot of money, and this is my suggestion to you because of the fact that housing costs so much money. Yeah, exactly. The ones this week are suck. My suggestion to you would be, if you're going to flip, which is something that will probably make you the most amount of money, either do J Hart's system with TTC, or usually the big cities are the ones that actually do have deals. Don't ask me why, but the deals out in Nowheresville, they're bigger deals, but they happen less often. That just seems to be whatever experience you have, whatever place you want to go, it doesn't matter. What's important is, don't buy anything you don't want to eat, in case it's something you're going to get stuck with, which eventually you will get stuck with something. If you're going to invest a lot of money into something to flip, be aware you may eat it, and don't buy anything you won't eat. And then, oh no, why aren't you on? Hold on a moment. I don't know why it's not on. Crazy. Come on, community. There you go. That's on now. Let's see. generally, it's because of the way that people actually bother looking at listings. So if you're a regular person who doesn't have Awesome Guild Store and you're just looking at the store, you press the button and you may go to the second or third page of sales, but it's unlikely. So, if you're not looking for something specific, um, or if you are looking for something specific, you'll probably only look at the first 2 pages, mostly just the first page, but sometimes the second page of listings. You won't go past that. Only people who are searching for deals, only people who are into selling and buying are going to care about the best deal. So what you're dealing with when you're dealing with the average player is you have 13 million players who do not use Awesome Guild Store and do not use and do not use TTC. So they are only going to use the base purchasing thing, and they will only generally look at the first and second pages. And then that's why a lot of times you'll see there'll be 3 things listed and the cheapest price is the oldest, but they didn't buy it because they only looked at the first page. So if you figure that's the way that people look at stuff, it's worth it to give it. I mean, I know people who relist twice a day. Now, I think that's a waste of money, but they swear by it and say that they make more money, even counting the listing fees. They sell more than they do if they don't do that. And I at least give it into 27 days left. I mean, there's some people who do it 3 times a day. It's insane. But they're right in the sense that, watch, and this is just going to keep on happening to me because God hates me. They're right in the sense that it will matter because people do just look at the first page of things. And it also matters what you're listing, because if you're listing something that won't fall off the first page that quickly, I guess it depends. Right, dupes. But that's you with, I'm assuming, Awesome Guild Store? I'm assuming. Do you have Awesome Guild Store and Do you have any of that stuff going? Because my gut instinct is that the average player, especially a PvPer, hey Olnivore, is not going to have that set up. I have a feeling that they're going to just go for what they see. Frankly, when I don't have on, oh, that's crazy. When I don't have on, I won't, sometimes I won't even pay attention to what I'm paying for something, but that's mainly because I'm buying in guild and I want my guildies to make money. So if I end up overspending on something, it's a guildie. I would probably give them the money anyway, so who cares? But no, I'm very particular about using add-ons. I use and TTC together because they do 2 different things. And when you have that data listed together, it's much more helpful. I think it's much more helpful. I just realized I'm trying to reload into a person's house and it's going to take forever and it's probably not going to connect. Because it hates me. But that's my recommendation. Use and TTC together. And if you think that you're having trouble with you probably aren't. The best thing to do is to check their problem guide. But what is the problem with isn't it's ZOS. Hey, Lucid. They, yeah. Well, with ZOS, the problem is that they throttled the data download to add-ons. So which requires a lot of data and taps into it quite a bit. See, it just hates me. I knew this was going to happen. And taps into it a lot. Great. Now it says I'm logged in. Now I'm screwed. Let's go to EU for a moment, shall we? Why not? What was I saying? I was talking about sales. Awesome Guild Store is a necessity. So yeah, they throttled the data download to So a lot of people are looking at it going, wait a minute, I don't have any data in my Like, it's not downloading. What's wrong with Why is it not updating? It's not that's the problem. It's us. So what does is it downloads all of the data first before it can show you anything. So the way to know whether it's actually downloading or not, and I assure you it is to go and put on verbose 4 in the settings. Then it'll tell you what percentage it's at. So it'll say, 15% ETU, whatever guild it is. It'll tell you what percentage it's at. So it's working, it's downloading. But people are like, but there's nothing up there. And then they find out that it'll take them maybe a whole day to download it naturally. They get pissed off. Well, obviously you can go into guild history, hit E, and it'll load the sales faster. What had done is turbo mode would do that for you. It would go into the guild history, go to bank sales, and it would go back as if you were hitting E the whole way. Zos got so mad about turbo mode that they almost banned entirely, and it was a workaround for the throttle on the data that was being downloaded. So they had a massive problem with it, and they actually had Philgo come in to their offices and have a sit-down meeting. And there were discussions about banning add-ons altogether. There were all sorts of discussions, but in the end, he just removed turbo and everything was fine, supposedly. So you can still do it by hand because they don't know they actually don't know how to block that by hand. If you do it by hand, they can only block it if an add-on does it. I think they don't really understand their own code very well, because the original code wasn't coded by them. It was coded offshore. And part of the reason why they're having to rewrite so much of it is, A, it was poorly written, and B, they don't understand it. They have no one there with any legacy experience of what the code is and what it affects. So they may be fixing something over in the guild system and completely ruin something over in the add-on connection section and not expect it. Why do they have an issue with that? Because it was in their minds, they blame and other add-ons that were requesting information for bogging down the server. They feel that some of the performance issues were based on and other add-ons. Now, the reality is that's not true. It wasn't the add-ons that were doing it, because the add-ons can't bog down the server. What was happening is the add-ons would call a specific database function, and because the database of the code underlying it is such crap and poorly written, every time would ask for this data, it would slow down the entire game system. I'm just so fucked right now. Hold on. I'm just so mad about this. I can't even get on EU. I gotta close out of Steam and try to get into this some other way. Oh, it's probably also Chrome. What am I doing? I gotta close Chrome. Yeah, so their code, which they don't understand because they didn't write it, is so screwed up that it just, every time anything calls on it, it crashes. Hey, how was it? I don't know. I actually don't know. It was there, I guess. I'm not big on holidays. I had a really hard time. I always have a really hard time with holidays, if that makes any sense. Just childhood stuff. But it's over. That's the best part of the holiday. So, okay, so their underlying code, mainly with mail, banks, and guilds, are completely jacked because they didn't write them. They didn't write the original stuff. And so they don't understand it. And they have no one there that does understand it. And so they're having to rewrite it now. Well, banks they fixed. They already did fix the banks. Remember we used to lose shit? They fixed that. Um, Banking apparently was an easier database call to deal with than database. The other problem was the whole mess with performance happened with Guild Finder. That's when they fucked it up. That is immediately where the problem started with the really bad problems on EU, where you couldn't see anybody in your guild and you couldn't see what guild you're in. You couldn't see who was talking. Nothing was working. It was Guild Finder. Because the basis of the guilds, the code underlying guilds and such, was not built to scale with the increased amount of people in it, using it. So it wasn't like it wasn't prepared for the amount of players that they have, and they don't understand it. So rather than taking out Guild Finder, they've been doing all of these other workarounds. And the workarounds include squishing add-ons. It includes, you know, taking away holidays so there isn't as much load on the server that can't handle it. Things like that. So Activity Finder, Guild Finder, they're all jacked. And they blame add-ons and they blame other things rather than blaming the fact that they don't know how to make the database scale to handle this many people. This is all coming directly from, partially from people who know because they've met with them and talked to them, but it's also partially coming from my husband, who is in that kind of field, and he's definitely understands databases probably better than they do. And when problems happen, he's like, oh, this is because this, and this. So, plus he reads a lot about the game systems and what's going on. So a lot of that is coming from him. So I hope that gives some insight into what's really going on. And yes, I mean, I guess the add-ons do provide drag, but it's not because of anything that they're doing. It's because they're calling on databases that are poorly written. And the code itself slows itself down whenever it has to pull because it can't handle that many people. They really need to come up with some solution for it, you know? It's a special, and that also explains to you, Dubat, why it's worse on EU than it is in NA. Because EU has a bigger population at high pop times than NA ever had. So if it can't scale, then it's going to not scale especially bad on EU. EU specifically is going to always be worse than NA. Look at this crap. This is such garbage. I'm going to have to turn off like all of my add-ons even to get on. Such garbage. So yeah, that's why EU is the redheaded stepchild that gets beaten. It's because, hey, at least I have something that I can talk about while I can't connect. Yeah. Hold on. All right. So that's why EU has it worse. Fuck you, I'm not logged in, you assholes. What weenies. Absolute weenies. So this is my alt account. I can talk about why I can't connect. It's twofold. Honestly, the God's honest painful truth is it's EHT for me. I have over 6,000 houses of data that it's trying to load every time it's trying to load EHT, because I've looked at over 6,000 homes. I've tried clearing the history, and it does help a little bit, but between MM and EHT, I can't connect because MM is huge. and so is EHT. So it's a problem child. All right, this is WT Sherman. So let's get on with essential housing tools on this this character. Yeah. So I have trouble with it because I have too much data, both in MM and in EHT, and it's all trying to load it on loading into the game. I guess what I should talk to Cardi about is doing something like MM does, which is it doesn't load yeah, it doesn't load all of the MM data on login. It does the data mostly once you get online already, but it does load a lot during login. So partly that's the problem, but I could tell Cardi, like, why don't you have it load the EHT stuff once you're already logged in? You know, it doesn't have to be all loaded prior to. You know, not all of us have a beast of a computer like he has. I have a somewhat, I'm told I have a beastly computer, but, you know, I wouldn't know based on things. The other problem is my end. I have Chrome has been hanging on me for some reason really badly. Just awful. Close, you stupid idiot. And I've actually switched over to another one called Brave. And it blocks a lot of pop-ups and stuff running in the background, and it's actually pretty cool. So I do recommend it. I think it's really good, actually. Brave. All right, so let us see. This one got in no problem because I turned off what? No, hub. Derp. Okay. I turned things off. So what I wanted to do is deal with, no, open houses, light. I wanted to look at light because we're dealing with, I know that we're talking about housing builders, the Seraphi's Guild is actually doing a solstice type house contest. And what I was thinking about with solstice is it's about light and how long it lasts. So I was just thinking, obviously, apparently dawn light won't matter, but I was just wondering if there is something light-based that we can go and look at and get some ideas for their next contest, which would be awesome. Although I'm assuming most of them have already finished it. The other thing is Jay Hart's talking about his upcoming contests and which they should be. So he's going to be listing them in his Discord, which I can repeat to you guys once we end up getting there. Once he does it, I'll tell you what it was. I've probably seen a lot of these houses already. You'll probably see my name on the list. See, I saw this one in August, but I can't help with that. Okay, I'll take a look. But this one is Tea Lightful, which it looks like a tea house to me, and it's cute. And if we're wrong, we're wrong, you know? It doesn't have to all be, like, absolutely on par. I also want to say to you, Fiendish898, if you're the kind of person like me who likes to go visit every single home of somebody whose house you like Swankery, do it with Fiendish. Do it with Fiendish, do it with Swankery, do it with Greek Vamp. You will learn stuff from them. They are all real. Oh, and obviously Chrysaea, she's crazy. But by crazy, I mean it in a good way. But these are all definitely ones, that's cool, that I would recommend you going and looking at every single home they've done. Like with Swankery, I stalked her before I even knew her because I loved her housing stuff so much. So here we are. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Chrysaea is probably one of my closest friends, real life or not. And I adore her. She's just one of those kinds of sweet, giving people who just gives and gives and gives for no reason other than she's just an awesome person. So it's like, I may be feeling insecure and like jealous that I can't do what she does, but then I'll think about it and it's like, you know what? You are actually like just the nicest person. I can't even get mad at you. You're too nice. I'm going to admit this. I don't know how this was made. I don't know what pieces these are. These corner pieces. It does not look familiar to me. So I'm going to cop to that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's all I was trying to say is that if I ever say that Chrysaea is crazy, I mean it in a loving way because I would never badmouth her. She's just a genuinely good person. Actually, I rarely badmouth anyone other than Zos. Zos is not a person. Maybe it is a bridge? Maybe? That would explain why I don't know what it looks like. Because I don't think I've ever seen the bridge. I think it's a crown item. So, this is a lovely, lovely home though. I don't know if they blocked off the rest. Or if they didn't. Sorry, I gotta check to see if they, no. Alright. Okay, thank you. That would explain why I had no idea what it was. And I'm gonna be honest when I don't. I'm not gonna like pretend. The bridges are craft. Oh, you mean the little ones? The little foot bridges? Because there's big ones that you can buy. There's big ones you can buy from the Crown Store stuff. I'll show you. I actually have a home in here. There's a huge ass bridge. I thought that's what you meant, not the foot bridges. Okay. Yeah. So, by the way, all of the things that I just told you about Zos and why this system sucks and why everything is shitty, especially on... Oh, okay, Vudeng. I can go to that then if you don't mind, and then we can take a look. What is this? Oh, it's trying to give me tips. All right, let me go to your Moonsugar. If you don't mind. In fact, if you didn't do your second layer, I mean, now would be the best time because I can't even get on anything. What was I saying? Oh, the Zos stuff that I say, the honesty, the brutal honesty about it, is why I probably will never be partner, even if I had the numbers. Yeah, go ahead. If you were ready to do it, it would be perfect time. You got it. It's like streaming a barn raising, folks. We're going to see how Serafi does her building. It's this beautiful, she did a beautiful like platform first floor with all different flooring because she has different ideas for which part goes where. And what's cool too is she's got sections where you can see through because she's grading, and she's grading so that you can see the waterfall. And it's going to be really neat. I'm actually looking forward to what she does. So you see, you can see the water here. It's perfect. Beautiful and perfect. The other guy who did something like this was Tabasco Dog. Tabasco Dog's Colossus, if he hasn't changed it, is absolutely insane, should you wish to go look at it. It's he has all the waterfalls going through the floors, and it's all because of where are you? What? Wait, where? What? Yeah, there she is. Yeah, it's definitely neat. I love this. I love this area. I love the dreidel. It's so cute, Xanasis. That's adorable. Where do you want me to stand? Does it matter? This is the big bridge. This? How do I see this? How do I... How can I see this? Let me see. I'll jump under the water. What do I care? Let me in! Boo! I can't seize it. Sadness. Wait, I can see it from here. Okay, this is the... So it has wooden... It has wooden legs? Or no, that's that thing. I'm just gonna pull it up on ESO Fashion too, because I just want to get it in my head what it looked like. Sure, that would probably be better so that I can see it, because I'm curious to see it. I know there is one, but I couldn't tell you what it looked like. Sorry, I'm slow. This is my, like, completely non-upgraded character at all. So originally, no, I can't. I tried, Xanasis. I tried my ass off, and I couldn't get through it. You're gonna have to lead me at some point, Xanasis. I tried. I really did. All right, so what I was gonna say was, yeah, so this character is named W.T. Sherman, and the reason why is because originally my main character was named U.S. Grant. Some of you may remember that character, but everyone thought that I was a boy, so I decided that I didn't want to be U.S. Grant anymore. Oh, no problem. No problem. Not a problem. Okay. We can do that. We're mostly, you know, it's like I say in my tagline sometimes. I suck. Let me start over. How do I get back to the beginning? There. This is Moonsugar Meadow. Part of the... I can't jump, by the way, folks. Yeah, so I changed my name from U.S. Grant to Stabadidoo. And this character, which is my second account, is W.T. Sherman. Because that was originally what I was going to go with. Alright. Let me see. I don't want to ruin your build, though. This is cool, though. I think I probably will get Moonsugar at some point. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. No, that looks nothing like it, does it? Huh. Thank you. I had no idea what that looked like. I never would have recognized it. Let me see those edges. That's a weird... Okay. I didn't realize that these poles were part of the bridge. Okay. That's a weird seam. Why would they put... I don't know what they're doing. That's a really crappy kind of, like, in terms of having it fall apart, that they did that. They should have made it complete. But yeah, thank you. Go ahead. Undo. Undo away. You're fine. Thank you for letting me see it. Where do you want me to stand? I'll go anywhere. Just tell me where to go. I have some cool costumes. Whoops. This character also was originally, I think a Khajiit. All right, I'll stand on the fountain. This character was a Khajiit, and then I used one of my race change free ones to change her to a Bosmer because I didn't have any Bosmer. I already have a Khajiit on my main character. Grumpy Khajiit. Alright, so we're watching, Serafi has generously offered to let us watch her raise the roof, or rather, raise the building to the second floor. Oh, thank you, Dubat. Oh my goodness, look at how quick it's going. You know, I think that she's actually doing a variant of that, Dubat. I see Serafi's got that angle, see? Those things that I didn't know what they were, she's got them right there. Okay. Oh, and it goes all around. Neat. And I believe that she uses EHT for building, but I'm not positive. You do, right, Serafi? I could swear you said you did. Wow. I love this area. So let me tell you a little secret. So, okay, so the second floor is going to be around the edges, right? Yeah, you did do the same thing. And then you said once you finished it, you were going to level it up to you were going to raise the whole thing. All right, so you did do something similar to the house we just looked at. So thank you for solving that mystery too. Okay. Great. I am looking forward to it. What's the next step for you? What are you going to do next? I'm like so super curious. Are you going to, what are your items at? 230 out of 350? You must, oh, I don't have a plus on this. Yeah, of course. But I think you're really smart to make use of this waterfall. Okay. I did not, I didn't get this house. I kind of didn't want to give Zoss any more money while they were throttling our data because I'm annoying like that. But at the same time, I really want this house. And now you're making me want it more. Is it going to be a guild house? Or is this going to be a Serafi house only? Okay. Let me tell you a secret. Okay? One I might be getting in trouble from, but I don't know for sure. There is an add-on called Daybreak, and I am not going to take responsibility if you get in trouble for it. So, I apologize if you... Oh, where's my... I'll put it in here. So, what this does mainly, the biggest thing that it does, is it pushes away the fog. So that the fog, which ruins the view of so many homes, can I get to Vardenfell? I don't think I can get to Vardenfell. Let me go to one of my homes. Yeah, I'm waiting for it too. So the problem with, and you'll see it very clearly in Vardenfell, is it has limits to how far you can see normally. After you get to a certain point, it puts fog in so that you can't see beyond it. It's a way of, if they want to obscure the distance because maybe the distance doesn't have its graphics fully done or whatever, they'll put fog in front of it so you don't see it. This add-on actually removes that fog, changes a whole bunch of other graphical things, and I love it because I feel like the fog just ruins so many of the views that I just don't enjoy it. But you'll see from here when we get up here, fogless Delyn is very strange. See off in the distance? Look at how clear that is. You can't see details like that without it. Thank you. Yes, this is true. She's right. So fogless, I guess there still is kind of fog in the way background, but I suppose that that this add-on pushes it off, because normally this is all obscured with some kind of light fog, not flog. Well, the reason why I did it was I was initially trying to do an invisible walkway. If I were to do this again, I would do it with, there's an achievement furnishing that's invisible on the bottom. And that's what I'll use if I ever do it again. But for now, it's just too much of a pain in the ass to remove and whatever. So yeah, that's what this, look at how beautiful it is. Like, to me, it's worth every risk to have this beautiful view off in the distance. You know, so that's the add-on that I use to achieve this. It's not easy to install. It's not like a normal add-on that you can just pop in add-ons folder. It actually has specific directions beyond that are kind of complicated. But if you follow those instructions, you should be able to do it. But I don't guarantee it, because I needed help with it at least more than once. So then you get up to this portion and you still have these beautiful views. But you can see what I'm talking about. If there would be fog, so much fog that you wouldn't be able to see that weird almost gap between the horizon. But I'm okay with that, because I like being able to see the more that's here. But some people will probably be purists and want to have it exactly the way that Zoss puts it. I don't blame them, but I'm just not that way. Yeah, people can be mean, and I try to ignore them. So this is my I'm sure all of you have seen by now my bug that I discovered in Delyn that I love. If you want to talk about cheating, this is probably cheating. This is the Delyn bug. I want to redo this house at some point. I really don't like how it looks. I really want to fix all of it to be beautiful in a proper tower. But this is the best place to see the view. This was my entrance to a contest that Jay Hart did called, he had us use 100 of at least one item. So 100 of those wells I used, and 100 of those towers. You see the towers? And so I built them up, and then I named it, it's not a bug, it's a feature. And this is a bug that I found in my last build on this house by accident, completely by accident. And I was like, you know what? I should just friggin' make use of it. So there are portions of this house that you can walk on the sky, not all of them. And it's not full. Like, there are places where you will fall to your death up here. You have to kind of know where you're going, which is why I have Vivek holding the spot. But this is something that if you want to do it, you could easily make use of it. Just remember, it's technically a bug. So, will you get in trouble? I don't know. But that's why I haven't changed this. I could. I guess so. I guess I could. But this is why I haven't changed this build, even though it's ugly as hell. Yeah. It's an ugly, ugly build. I admit that. But I haven't had the heart to change it, because it took a lot to build to get to this particular spot. You know what I mean? And I wanted to make sure that I used this spot, and now I'm afraid to change it, even though I really would like to. If you own Delyn, use the outside. The outside is so much better. Oh, I'll do it with my main. I'll get on my main because this one doesn't have all of the proper keybinds for UIs and all that to turn off. But I'll get on it with my main and do it. But yeah, this is this bug is my favorite. But this shows you a little bit about what it looks like. Now, we're gonna take a chance here. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. And say that maybe my other thing is now, I need to go look at my main account. By the way, the add-on I'm using for the mail is called Postmaster. And it automatically, you can set it to do it different ways, but it automatically pulls the items or the money out of your mail, but it doesn't delete, for example, emails. Cardi sent me this the other day. He's such a sweetheart. So yeah, it won't delete your emails, but it will pull your money and items out of the out of the bank. I mean, out of the mail. Words are hard. Jeez. Okay, let me get to a normal place. It's always harder to log back in if you're already in a home of some sort. It takes a little bit longer, so I try to not log out in homes. It's part of the reason why I think I'm having trouble logging in on my main. Is because I left her in Cold Harbor. But I hope that, if you guys ever want to do that particular bug with Delyn, I mean, feel free. I don't think you're copying me. I just don't want you to get in trouble. But I really don't care if you choose to use it. Please feel free. I used it for an anniversary contest for BMW, which I'm still in. And it was funny because it was an anniversary one. Oh no, thank you. Please, if anyone ever has something that they want to do and on camera, like building stuff, please let me know. I will happily show it because I don't always have something to build. Yeah, that's true. They did do that with, I want to say Daggerfall? Yeah, it's true. But for the anniversary house, so they all toured it together to be, yes, it would, to be all of BMW's housing people toured it at the same time, and it was an anniversary house. And they get up to that point, and they all decided to get on their stick mounts, and so they were all running around in the sky on stick mounts. It just cracked me up to no end. It was just so funny. I loved it. It was a great experience. So it's like I'd never want to get rid of that spot because there's so much fun that could be had. Yeah. It's just great. It's just a great trick. I know I'm terrible, but there's just something I was thinking. All right, Master Merchant, you got to go off because I need to. Unfortunately, I need to log in and look at stuff, and I can't have it with money stuff on. Sadness. All of these add-ons, there's so many good ones, but some people like to use ATT because it's lighter. So all in all, you could use this, and it's less of a drag on your computer's system and memory and whatnot. But I only use the purchase portion because the purchase portion shows what you have purchased during that week or whatever time period that you set it to. And that is crucial to me if I'm going to track how many items I buy from something in a week. So that's crucial. So I keep that on. All right, let's see if I can get in now. What else was I saying? I'm happy to talk to you about add-ons because I definitely am picky about them. And I've told Jay Hart about some of them, and he's happy, but he's not big on add-ons, really. But I will ask you this for him. I just said to him, so what are these contest ideas we're supposed to be thinking about? And his answer was, yes, please. What contest ideas? He wants us to give him contest ideas for January. I mean, the obvious one is a winter build. Just me thinking that, a simple winter build. I don't know that is specific enough for him, because I know he likes to go very specific. Ice towers, I don't even know how we would make that. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a ton of ideas. Maybe you guys do. But I know he likes to be really specific, so he says things like hearths, maybe cobbled lights, because we have another thing like that. What else is like January-ish? Winter, cobbled lights. Maybe pick another house that you can just like build whatever in. I did it! I'm back in! Whee! I don't think so. I'll put your name up there for it. Oh, those are interesting. So I'm sure you've all seen my Cold Harbor house by now, but we were supposed to go to. That's true, but isn't tax time really like April the cutoff? I mean, that was my thought. All right, where were we going? We were going to open the hub, and I was trying to look at somebody's home. Okay. We were trying to go look at Zukama's home. And then I had issues. So let's go and look at Zukama's. Oh, I'm hurting. I am made of hurt. Okay. So yeah, the problems I've been having with Chrome lately, eating up almost all of my memory to the point where like it's crawling and affecting the game and Twitch. The best solution I found is to use this different browser, Brave. All right, so now we really are here. Now I really should be able to sign. There we go. Okay. Goodbye. All right, I don't even know what I just took. I shouldn't have done that. All right. I like all of the music boxes. So what do we have here? This is... Help me interpret, folks. Oh, I even love Cold Harbor without the fog. Isn't it great? All right, so this I get. This is clearly an aquarium. And it looks like an aquarium with treasure on the bottom. That makes sense. I like the fishies floating in midair. And then you have the altar here. Okay, so maybe this is Triton or somebody's altar. And maybe some people sitting here. Maybe it's not done. I'm thinking it's not done, even though it's an open house. But look at the fish fan. The fish fans are kind of neat. Like, I never would have thought to do a fish fan. But yeah, I don't think it's done. But it's interesting start. All right, let's hit a different, like another rando, because I think that they may not, this one may not be done. So see why I have trouble loading? You see all of this? The open houses, there's 1,000 of them, right? Which is fine. But keep your eye on how many items, meaning how many houses I've seen that I have data for. And you'll see why I have trouble loading whenever I have EHT on. So I will be right back. I have to do something. And then I will return very shortly. I just have bio break. Let me put this away. There. I have returned. Okay. Where am I? Where am I? So, yeah, 7,801 houses I've seen. And that's why I can't load shit. To be honest with you. So going into settings, go into add-ons, essential housing tools. There is a section down here called reset all selections, reset all change history, clear shared FX cache. This is the one that I have to use in order to even not, so that I can get on. If I have community, it will still pull it, but if it's something that somebody directly shared with me, it won't pull it. So I'm hoping that just keeping that clear most of the time will help, and I'll have less trouble logging in. But in case you ever have the problems I'm having with like 8,000 houses worth of data, that's how you clear it. Now, it won't get rid of the fact that you visited the house. The name will still be there in other homes. The count will still be there. It's just it won't have the data for it. So we looked at Zukama. I haven't seen a potentates yet, so let's go to Zendira's potentates. Potentates, potates, potatoes. See, I really wanted that house just for the name. Now, I don't know what this looks like standard, but Zendira is quite the builder, so I doubt this is the standard version, but I don't recall what it looks like in this preview, so maybe I'll look at that right after. Like the preview with furnishings, because this, I don't know if this is what it looks like. But it seems awfully familiar to me. Maybe she has just gone full elsewhere on it. But that doesn't, like, Zendara is usually pretty... Maybe she just did something outside. But Zendara is usually pretty creative. Not that there's anything wrong with all elsewhere, but... Okay. So we definitely have an Elsewerian view here. Oh, I love this. I love the outside of this house. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but it's not like her to do that, so it's kind of odd. God, you know, there's some things I would change. Like, not about her build. I'm talking about in general. Oh, there she is. Hi, Zendara. Taking a swim. Oh, she's got her light here. All right. I'm going to take off to the preview, the potentates. Why isn't potentates in here? Huh. Can you not get potentates right now? Because I sure as hell don't own it. All right, potentates. Potentates. Houses. Notable homes. Preview. Confirm. You know, the problem, yes, thank you, Bayushi. The, also it looks like on the interior that they have a serious mold problem. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of things looking crappy intentionally. You know, I want things to stop looking so crappy. I want things to look pretty. I guess, you know, they gave us that with Alinor, but still. Preview. Yeah, okay, so this interior is, in fact, the standard. So she must be working on the exterior mostly. But yeah, look at this. Look at this mold. Like, just in real life, I wouldn't buy this house. You know, it's dangerous. I mean, give me a break. Can't we have a moldless version? It just turns me off. You would have to... See, here's the problem, too. Is that even if you reskinned this entire house, it would take so many item slots. It would just be ridiculous. And it would be so hard to do. Now, if you tried to EHT it, that's great. But you can't... You know, you certainly wouldn't be able to do it with effects on the rounded circle portions. You would only be able to do it on straight walls. So it's just it's a disappointing house because of that. I don't know why they did this to us, but the mold is a deal breaker for me. Completely. All right. Next one. Now I want to start looking at light stuff and whatnot. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to do so many things. I don't know, Bayushi. It's so upsetting because, like, they're not listening to us. You know, if we complain about this, they just don't listen. I feel like we're being ignored. Yeah, seriously. I feel like they just don't care if we are unhappy with something, they just don't care. And that's bothers me. You know, I don't know if Silver Rose knows that her permissions are all screwed. Somebody else opened that conversation on the servers, I mean on the forums. Was it you, Bayushi? It may have been. I think it was maybe Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye. Primary keeps resetting, no access. Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to add your 2 cents to it, but Lord knows I have it on video happening. So here's the link for the just resetting to no access. I have it actually have had it happen live, like while on. It'll just flip. Ugh. And so I think some of these people who have no access probably wanted access, but who would know, right? You should get one anyway to do that. You should at least try to order one because you never know when you'll need it. All right. This should be a fat. What? This is frustrating. I would like it to not work like this. Because every time, and I told Cardi this, every time I look at a different house and it doesn't go, then I have to sit here and wait for them all to reload from the beginning. I think you just sign up on the site and then they process it for entirely too long and then they'll let you know you have one. The first time I signed up for it, or when I signed up for it, it actually took them weeks to let me know. So planning ahead on getting one is probably a good idea. Some people got it faster than me, though. Moonsugar Meadow Flight Simulator. Is that the one you're talking about with them saying you're cheating? Okay. So here we are in Onyx Orb's house. Hopefully I won't get in trouble. I want to say yes. Which is your psijic? I can tell you in a second. Doesn't look like it. Did anyone see Grand Psijic? Because I didn't. I have apparently not been to your Grand... Oh! Yes, I have. 2 weeks ago. Your yard sale. Tell me if you have changed it since then. If you have, I'll go back happily. So, okay, so this is Onyx Orb's house. They must have taken the Christmas tree down because I seem to remember there being a Christmas tree in here. Maybe I'm on crack. Ah! Wait, I looked up Tawantle, not you, Xanasis. What the hell is wrong with me? I am so confused. So, big apologies, Xanasis. I was thinking of Tawantle for some reason. Grand Psijic, 27 weeks ago. I think I can see it again. If I remember it by 27 weeks ago, I'm sure that I can go see it. Ah! Gonna eat me. That's a good jump scare. No, you're right, Xanasis. I got confused. So we'll go there. I was there 27 weeks ago. Yeah, no, it was my fault. All right. So many different kragenhomes. Actually, one of my suggestions was for Jayhart is to do Aldvalathi, because Aldvalathi is one of those houses that if you buy it, you can probably make more money back than you paid, because it has the sintered rock, and I think it has some other things that you can resell. Okay. So. Yay! All right. Floral. Very floral. Very pretty. Magical. It's always nice to have a little magical touch with the Indrix. The Indrix really give some magical feeling. No effects. 700 out of 700 items. Is this like it reminds me of an Indrik garden or something. Oh! All the babies. I want all the babies. This is so sweet. Fireflies, torch bugs, whatever you want to call them. You can get married here, I'm assuming. This is the marriage section. And there's a wedding party going on over here. How have I never seen anyone do this before? This is one of those shrines, but Xanis has figured out that the long wooden candle, Eleanor one, looks perfect sitting in there. Am I ready for February? No. Not even close. I was thinking about doing a house early, but the more that I thought about it, the more I decided not to, because I realized that J-Heart's going to have some really specific kind of contest, and I'll waste all my time putting effort into building that house. And oh, derp. This is so pretty. Even here, the view is improved without fog. This is lovely. I keep expecting to fall through the carpet, though, just because some people like to trick me. That's beautiful. See, at least the Eleanor homes don't have mold growing through them. At least we won't die of mold poisoning here. I think. Something else will kill us, I'm sure. All right, what are we looking at? Ooh, we have a way up. Like a real way up. Coda flowers. Pretty little dressing area. Nice floral centerpiece. Yeah, but this is watery. Oh, you mean in the Eleanor stuff, yeah. Nice little bath area for the waterfall. I'm stuck. Now oh, you closed off the other side. Okay. I wasn't sure if you had both of them going up or not. That's a smart idea, putting those lights underneath the water. Really pretty. Oh, did you guys see he announced the winners yesterday for the hearth? I don't know if they're up on his site yet, but it didn't win. I don't remember who won it. Fireplaces. Okay. Winners. Banshee Mane, Chrysea, Denuvial, Hakito Chan, Swankery, and Tierna. Some of you watch my stream, so congratulations to everybody who won and to everyone who entered. Don't feel bad. I was feeling bad about it, about the spaceships, but then I realized, it's one person's opinion. Don't feel bad. It's, what I was thinking, though, was, who am I to give advice if my builds aren't that good? But then I just thought about it and realized I was just being too hard on myself. So. Aw. Thank you, Nana. It's fine. I don't think, if you look at what he went for both the spaceship and the fireplaces, seems like he went for more traditional builds. Like, I didn't see any extremely odd builds placing, and mine was definitely odd. My spaceship was, he picked a bunch of different, what I noticed was they were mostly, except for the Star Wars one, they were mostly like traditional spacecraft. What are they called? Yeah, but he kind of should have said that before he had the contest. But yeah, he used flying saucers. A bunch of them that won were flying saucers or saucer shaped. And I didn't realize that that was what he was going for, because if I had known that he wanted saucers, I wouldn't have built a kitty. Um, I don't remember him actually saying anything. I mean, I don't care. Kriya, did you win though? I'm talking about the winners. Yeah, you didn't win, Kriya, and that's what I was just talking about the winners. Some of the entrants were not all standard. I'm trying to find yours. Blue saffron. No, you yeah, that's what I was just talking about, the non-traditional. Um yeah. Yeah, and see, this is why contests are difficult, and why I really want to get away from contests. And if I'm afraid to put anything out there, because like, what if I say to people, hey, I want to do a showcase of all of your work on, let's say, New Year's, whatever, whatever you want, something that you think, one of your existing homes or another home that you think best sums up light and um, whatever, snowy winter or whatever you think fits with a new year. I would like to show them off. I'm afraid that people wouldn't respond because of the fact that it's not a contest. I mean, what I could do is just say, hey, everybody who enters is going to get a small prize. Doesn't matter who enters, because I have the money. I would be happy to give it away. Everyone knows that it costs money to decorate a house, so I just wish that it would. I just want to make sure that people don't get discouraged, because I think we lost a couple players over people feeling discouraged. I know we seem to have lost at least one, and I don't want to name names, but we've at least lost one over it. And it's like, why does it always have to be a contest? Why can't we just enjoy each other's builds? So does that make sense? It's why I'm worried about doing it? I really am. I'm afraid. I'm afraid people are going to tell me to go soak my head or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm worrying too much. Hmm. Well, yeah, because I don't have any money to give away on EU. But it would just be I don't know. I don't know. There's so many I haven't seen. Oh my goodness, when did all of these come here? Let's go look at Gender Fox. Oh, I saw Gender Fox's listed on as one of the entrants, and it was so cute. It was an adorable entry. Yeah, I mean, it would be NA would be the only one I could give any prizes on, so that kind of does shoot it in the foot, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I'm not picking on the fact that, I'm in guilds that do contests all the time, and that's fine. But I feel like, there should be something that people shouldn't, like, maybe newbies would be less intimidated to enter ones that weren't judged, so that they didn't feel like theirs wasn't good enough, Like, I don't know. But that's flippin' adorable. Tell me that's not flippin' adorable. I saw this and I just about died. It was so cute. I mean, Gender Fox, they are just so talented and it's adorable. Thank you, Zenesis. Yeah, I didn't mean to bash DDA or your guild or anything. It's just more of a. It is adorable, isn't it? It's the cutest little thing. I think if JR had other winners that were most creative or cutest or whatever, this one would have won. Maybe mine would have won. But he stuck with traditional, which was a little bit confusing. But I think he has different types. It's just cute. It's really cute. Yeah. It's got a little melon. Bah! Sorry, that was terrible. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it, and if it fails horribly, it fails horribly. Who cares, right? At least I don't know. Oh, okay. These aren't closed. I thought that some of these were closed, so I should be double checking them. Here we go. So, from the looks of it, my makeup is staying for the most part. So that's good. It's I started using foundation primer. I can't believe I never used it before, but it's amazing. It really takes the color so much better than not. I don't know. Yes. Yes. I've seen that too. I've seen some people getting really upset about it. And it's unfortunate. I wish there wasn't a feeling like that, because they're not, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think you, oh, look how cute at that gobble. Um, I actually left the spaceship contests announcements because I was, I know some of you knew around Christmas time, I was a complete and utter mess. I was crying. I was just an utter and complete mess. So, him saying, when he announced the winners and my kitty wasn't there, I was in a bad place. And I ended up logging out and saying, why the hell am I streaming? I don't teach anybody anything. I don't have I'm not qualified to teach anybody anything. This is ridiculous. I'm terrible. Why am I doing this? Blah, 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 blah. And it's not true. It's just what my brain was saying. And I realized, like, if I'm having those kind of reactions, even though I know that it's not about winning, but it's this automatic emotional, like, hit. And I guess because when you're in a bad place to begin with, you take it poorly. And I took it poorly and I left. And it's not right, because, I support everybody. You guys know how much I talk about it. And so thanks for the follow, Point Loma. So I just feel really kind of bad about how I reacted. And I took some time off. I took some time off of social media. I wasn't even going to... That's what I'm talking about, Twantle. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to hold. That's going to be something I am going to try to do. All right, so we've got Loma. Thanks. Hopefully this gets to you. No, unknown player. If you're on NA, let me know what your name is, and I'll send you a Prezi. That's what I'm thinking of doing, is a housing hike for the new year. Ooh, effects. Ooh, creepy. What's going on in here? What is this? Why is the deer by us? I don't get it. Is the deer dead? Like, why is it by... Oh, somebody was chopping him up in the graveyard. I don't get it, but cool. This is smart. using these grasses, but having the grass texture underneath. Beautiful. Well done. Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think I'll make that happen or try to. I'm not as good as Jay Hart at touring houses. He has a different perspective than me. I don't mean to just tour houses, but when I don't have something to build, it really doesn't help. So that's why I'm trying to think about. I'm glad to hear it. That's why I'm trying to think about what I would do for solstice. This is really neat. It looks like a scary build, though, doesn't it? I think it may be. Um, but anyway, I was going to take some time off of social media, including streaming. But you guys know my close friend is my professor, and I spent a lot of time talking to him, and he talked to me through it. And it was really, thank you. That was really nice of him. I know he watches this, so I just shoot him a thank you. And I started feeling a little better, but you know, it's all those bad feelings around Christmas time that I always get came back, and it was just unpleasant. Thank you. I try to take more time. Yes, Sarafi, I'm so glad you touched base with me. That's wonderful, Ray. It's a great attitude to have. I just have not had a good attitude that night. But in general, I try to be 71 effects. Holy smokes, this must be your spaceship. Um, or is this the Christmas tree? Oh, it's the hearth. So yeah, I try. I try to be positive and not compare myself because everything's different. You know, it's like some of it is are just apples to oranges. And there's nothing wrong with simple and beautifully minimalistic. Um, but I mean, like, and then you have Chryseas of the world, who, as I said, I adore her. She's my friend. And she comes up with these items, this work that's so incredibly detailed to the point of, like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but some of these are just bars that you can get in EHT. So she like basically has to craft each one perfectly to go around a picture, and it's all such detail work. And she does it too with like look at those stockings. Those are cobbles. That's a good point, Zared. Um, but I don't want it to be a popularity contest, so I probably wouldn't do it. Good luck, Kristara. Um, I would rather have something that was just celebrating everyone's builds and not really, because there's plenty of contests we can all enter if we want to. So I think I might just look at that house. Look at that house she made out of those are those floral boxes and stuff. Yeah, beautiful. I love the grate. Isn't the grate just beautiful? So talented, so beautiful. Um, that could be, or you could just have a straw poll, you know, if that's what you wanted to do. But I'm not the kind of person that I probably would not be the one who would want to host that. I would want to host everybody come show off your build. And let's not rank them. Let's just look at them. But I mean, there may be a reason why people respond to the contest ones and not to the other ones. So maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Work in progress. We'll wait until you're done. Potentates? We did a potentate. So let's go here. Yeah. Yes, I like the concept of a challenge too, but you could have a challenge but not make it a contest. Like, for example, you could say for February, do a Valentine's Day build that includes, um, maybe something simple like do a Valentine's Day build in an apartment with a limit of 30 items. And let's see what you can do. So there's a challenge. There's no contest involved. Everyone shows off what they did, but there's no, you know, yeah, I'm a fan of cooperation too. So I don't know how people would react. So crocodile, I know I'm gonna say that wrong. Kawaii crocodile often puts up like a series of homes, like a bunch of different homes, and they're all so cute, all in a row. Um, so I'll have some stuff to look at over the days, but I mean, dead meat is variously creepy or not. That's true. That's true. I like the idea of a challenge, and it doesn't always need to be a contest, but sometimes a contest can be a fun thing, I guess, you know? Um, but I do like this house. 30 items is hard to do work with, and I think it's pretty cute. I like the street light. It's surprisingly, it fits surprisingly, even though, right. Uh, I agree with you, and I don't tend to think cobbles either. Um, my mind doesn't go there. I am getting more into cobbles, but I'll be honest that they're not my thing. They weren't my thing. Like they're new to me. Um, I've maybe done like two or three, and none of them are all that great. But cobbles seem to be the way to win. Cobbles and using things in unusual ways while still building. How do you enter your house? What do you mean? Oh, I haven't done this yet. If I do it, I'll post it. I haven't done a formal thing yet. What was I doing? Kawaii crocodile. Yeah. So what I was thinking. So yeah, in order to win J Hearts, I think what he tends to do is he likes, unless he sets aside that it's supposed to be creative or silly, he likes traditional builds that use items in an untraditional way. So good luck on that. You know what I mean? This will be a traditional build, but you have to use at least 5 items in an unexpected way. I mean, we're not always all that brilliant. So that's what I think does best for him. For me, I don't care. I just like it. I like enjoying people's work, and I have a hard time. I would have a hard time judging because I don't like the idea of judging. Yeah, agreed. I mean, my fireplace was not traditional. Neither was yours. We get each other. We completely get each other. um, it's art. Art is art. Enchanted hatchery. Is that like a happy enchanted or is it like an evil enchanted? Danger. Because of the area, it could go either way. Excuse me. I eventually want to get hakkvilds when I have an idea for it. It's a really interesting home. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, how pretty. How pretty. Look at how they did that. That is so smart. Look at that. They used the Christmas trees pointed out so that it actually looks like those levels on a Christmas tree, like the way that you draw it as a little kid. You do the little on the sides of the Christmas trees, and that's how it, or like a cookie cutter. It looks like that. They did it beautifully. I mean, that's a great idea. I've totally taken a screenshot of that. Might steal in the future. My apologies, Lady Tabby. Really awesome. Really well done. Um, that is great. Really clever idea. Yeah, I never thought of that. Ferrari, what are you going to take from me? Nope, I need that. Bite me. So I guess this is a holiday build. Pain. Am I not supposed to get through here? I don't know. Maybe up the main path instead? Hakkvild is huge. You know who did a really good bakery, Toronto? Is Research Monkey did one, I think, in their Ravenhurst, and it's actually really neat. And I think you might be inspired by it. I don't know. But Hakkvild is gorgeous because, mainly, in my mind, because of this the little town underneath. The little town is so beautiful. It makes me feel like you're in the Alps, or maybe a German little town off in the nowhere. We're all corpses walking. Back in the Civil War, and I guess after that too, they used to refer to cows as beef on the hoof. Because eventually it was going to be beef, and they didn't have refrigeration, so it was beef on the hoof. I can turn any conversation into a Civil War conversation. It makes me just great. Fun at parties. Beautiful. Beautiful home. Traditional, like a round table-y kind of thing. I know I should go work on building something, but I've been researching stuff for light, and I really can't come up with anything all that great, and I feel kind of stupid about it. You know what I really feel stupid about? I didn't know that you could get up here. Am I? Is this Lady Tabby is your main hall? This is beautiful. Which guild? Which guild is it? Okay. But which guild? If you know. Because I don't know names of guilds by who it is. I'm a bad person. I didn't know you could go up here. How embarrassing is that? Beauty and the Beef. Well, that's why Shia LaBeouf's name is funny. It's sainted beef or holy beef or something. Really funny. Dead Blood Market. Okay. Dead Blood Market is actually fairly good in terms of deals. Where do they have a trader this week? Because they're pretty good. I'm actually a fan, believe it or not. When they've been at Betnick, especially, I used to hit them up all the time. But look at that house out there. I want that house. I don't want the house I'm standing in. I want that house, the one we're looking at. Why can't I have that house with the levels, right? Give me that. In fact, I should build that. That's what I should freaking build. If I could think of a way. I bet you could do it with that Nordic bed has those edges on it like that. I bet you could get away with it. It's beautiful. So you're in Betnick. Rothgar. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Betnick is where you were for a while, but I think you probably got beaten out because this week is there's so much going on in Betnick that I bet you somebody was fighting you for it. Like, another guild wanted that prime space because everybody's going to Betnick every day now. If it is, I want it. Yeah, maybe with Skyrim coming out. Okay, that's where I remember you being. Fat slabs. I know a lot of people have been asking for thin slabs lately. And have been using, one of my viewers was asking about and was using the tops of sarcophagi as walls because they wanted thinner ones. And I think that might be something they could do, is a thinner wall also. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they could do to make things better. Perhaps cutting all the crown houses in half, price wise. That would be what they could do. And if they're not going to do that, put them on 50% sale at least a couple times a year. Just saying. Be nice to your builders, because your builders are the ones who pay you money a lot. I don't know. Oh, this is lovely. This is Leslax, who I don't know. 278 items out of 400 in Grymhearth. Would you believe that, looking at these flowers? Like, that's hard for me to believe, that with these stone walls and the flowers, that this is only 278 items. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that bad, but at least cut the cost. I mean, to the idea of spending $120 on Pixel House. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That is absurd. And I've done it, and I think it's absurd. And I kind of blame myself that I've done it. This is so detailed for so little items. I mean, I would love to have a face-to-face with somebody there. And I realized that I worked for a law firm, okay? I worked for people who would gouge you for anything, right? Anything. And yet, even then, I felt bad about it. And so I would always say, you would make more money if you cut this a discount, because then you'd get more business, the kind of thing. That's how I would sell it. It's like, if you cut this, oh, it's a school. Like, if you cut the prices of the crown houses in half, you would get a lot more people buying them. Secondly, if they went around and bothered to make houses actually giftable through the system, then again, they would actually make money. This is lovely. But of course they don't. What they make priority sometimes is really amazing to me. How many weeks, and I know this is a small thing, but how many weeks has that backpack been screwed up? They said that they were going to fix it in the next update. We've had so many updates between the time they said that. I don't get it. Like, fix it. It's simple. Fix it. Just put in the graphic right. It's a little thing. I don't know. But I like I said, I'll never be partner, because all I have is just a grump. Grump, 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 grump. Oh, I saw that, Serafi. I didn't take time. I need to spend some time. Yeah, I have a whole folder of schools, and that was lovely. I say that word too much. I need to come up with a better word. Okay. But yeah, that's just me whining. I think this will be our last. 697 out of 700. I need to do my daily stuff. I haven't done my any of the holiday stuff yet. I haven't killed the dragon yet. Okay, so this front area probably is not built up, but it might be based on that. Okay. Very nice. Is there a build down? Yeah. Well, I mean, some people criticize, but then there's criticize and then there's me. So I don't know. Oh, there is a bomb. I don't know if I go beyond what they feel comfortable being criticized about. Look at that! They use them as those big wicker round chairs. That's awesome. That is so clever and cute. Oh, and it keeps going down. All right. Oh, here's where we protect ourselves. Count Sporcula! Lady Count Sporcula. Are you different from the regular Count Sporcula? Doesn't work. Sadness. Tell me your NA name and I'll shoot you something. You are the same. Count Sporcula. So I shall see if I can send you something as just Count Sporcula. That worked. I have to look closer because I don't have my glasses on while I stream. You're going to get attacked for that. As much as I love you, as much as I agree with you, they're going to jump on you for the furnishing mat stuff. I think. That's my prediction. I agree with you. Don't take it the wrong way, but I warn you that you may get eaten. Too many white knights out there. Now, which mail? This is this is my add-on is the UI. It's Oblivion style UI. You can get it from Minion. Sorry, words are hard. Yeah, you're right. I have RA, and so sometimes, like, between my medicine and just the illness itself, I forget words. So I really appreciate it when you guys supply me words and I forget them. It's just a fact of my life. But I am enjoying... Okay. I'll beat up anybody who attacks you. You know me. I ain't having that shit. But that's okay with me. I mean, only thing I would add is to say maybe discount the gold houses more. That's what I would add to that. But the rest of it, I mean, obviously I agree with all of it. I just was, if you want to add that, that is my only other additional wish. Or I could go onto your post and say that after. And say, I agree with all the above, but also, boom. Oh my God, let me tell you a bad joke. I think it's from Reader's Digest. That's how bad it is. Okay. Okay. This is a terrible, terrible joke. Person goes to a funeral, says, do you mind if I say a word? Widow, please do. Clears throat. Plethora. Widow, thank you. That means a lot. It's terrible, and that's why it's funny. It's a dad joke. If I have to explain it to anyone, I'm just... it's terrible. Okay. I'll stay away from it then, Serafi. I'll join you on it and I won't bring it up there. Come on, it's funny. It's bad, but it's funny. Plethora. Thank you. That means a lot. Bad joke. Yes. No. Yes to your first statement, no to your second. Yes, I believe it does bring in way more money than PvP. However, The PvPers, I think, are more the impulse spenders than we are. And I believe that they are the dude bros who show up every time they drop new content and then disappear a month or two in. So I have a feeling that they cater to the PvPers because they are the ones who make up the 13 million, that they're constantly adding players at all the time. They That's the casual player that they are catering to, is the kind of guy who comes in, plays the new content for a little bit, doesn't finish it, and then goes to PvP and basically treats it like League of Legends for a while, and then leaves. And then they buy the next update. So, in my opinion, this is a beautiful way of handling this otherwise shitty section. Good job. You've made it into this beautiful little garden with a center. It's like a little, what's the word? Like a meditation garden. Yes, they don't care about us. We're not, and that's stupid because I think sorry, I had to answer something. Yeah, meditation or Zen garden. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I'm gonna try out this one. This is my favorite, the lion's cradle. I know the other one should be, but I found out that you can build so far down in the lion's garden, the lion's section. I can't believe how far down you can actually build. It's shocking to me. You can actually go over this edge and build way down. Somebody built this is beautiful, amazing. Somebody put an entire army going downwards of precursors, and the stairs just keep going. I'm amazed that they could even put that many out there. But see, okay, even more stuff to say. I've got so much to say. But in addition, this section is awesome. And every builder who I've ever talked to, people who actually do housing, was thrilled about this section because of the ability to build out like this. This is so stunning. I mean, this is just gorgeous, right? And I mean, being able to build out and enjoy this fantastic view, I mean, I'm really happy about it. Yeah, I hear you. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, amazing, love it, in love, amazing, perfect, great. But if you asked anybody who is a typical player, a non-building player, they hated this section. Hated it. Because the main house that you'll see, the main house that you see here, oh, we can't go into it. But the main house is a little disappointing. This little cabiny thing. And so people are just like, this section sucks. It sucks. I'm like, no, this section is amazing because you can build this, right? So beautiful. So what I would recommend is if you're the kind of person who wants to build out and down and you don't want to, you don't want to lose your builds altogether. You can always save them in EHT and then remove them that way. And then maybe put them in a different house, because I've done that. I took down my one of my houses in the Lunar Champion Hall and I moved it off to a different house entirely. So it's a doable thing. Whee! Dead. Sorry. I had to do that. Okay, here we are. So there we go. Section is a free section that could do with when I complain about something. Well, I complain about this section, this middle section. I don't like it. I actually really, really don't like it. I never got it because I don't like it. So, I mean, I'm going to complain. I'm looking a gift horse right in the mouth and saying that I don't like it. I apologize for that. But so, what I'm thinking is tonight, I might get back on to do my vendor run, my trading vendor run at Flip. Maybe. You can all possibly keep me company while I do that and ask me questions or whatever, but I'm going to do it anyway, so I might as well stream it, right? So I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to go eat lunch, and then I will catch you all possibly later tonight. So, love you guys. Love my taters. I will talk